Welcome to the Backyard Bounty Podcast from heritageacresmarket.com, where we talk about all things backyard poultry, beekeeping, gardening, sustainable living, and more. And now, here's your host, Nicole.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us for another episode of Backyard Bounty. I'm Nicole, and today we are joined by my friend Ashley, who's here to tell us about essential oils and some of the different ways that we can incorporate them into our house and to our lifestyle. And Ashley, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm super excited.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you on the show. We've been working together for a while now, but I have a deep-rooted passion for essential oils, so I'm pretty excited to share some of the benefits of essential oils with the listeners. So you're kind of my essential oil expert, so you hold all the secrets. So thank you for joining us.
Oh, that's nice of you to say.
Maybe you could tell us some of your background with essential oils and how you kind of got started with them.
Yeah, absolutely. So I found essential oils, it's been it's coming up on 5.5 years ago. I had, at that time I had one son. He was 6 months old. Now he's 5.5. So and I have another son and I'm pregnant. So lots has happened since then. But when he was just 6 months old, I was super afraid of everything germy, and I didn't want him to get sick. So I was kind of that classic textbook paranoid mom, first time mom. And so a friend invited me over to her home. She was having an essential oil class. At that time, I knew a little bit about essential oils, just because my mom had used them for massage, and not a lot, just kind of here and there. So I knew that they smelled good, and I knew that they could be relaxing. But when I went to this class at my friend's house, first of all, I will tell you that I was like super afraid to take my kid into a home full of women who were going to pinch his cheeks and kiss on him. But I did it anyway. And I'm so thankful that I did. The woman teaching the class, she's one of my uplines now, and she's absolutely fantastic. Just a wealth of information. So she taught me so much about how I could be the primary giver of wellness to my family. And she handed me this big book. Back then it was the Modern Essentials book. And now I use the Essential Life book. But basically, those two resources just show hundreds of different wellness concerns and how you can use essential oils to support your body to work through those wellness concerns. And so I was so excited, and I'm going to share the basic outline of the class, the same class that she taught me with you guys, because I think it's just so important to have that foundational knowledge. But basically, I told my husband, I came home and excitedly told my husband about what I had learned, and he kind of, raised an eyebrow and asked me if I was going to start mixing potions. And I said, well, I guess so, and you're going to use them. And so he let me do my, quote unquote crazy oil thing. And it just transformed the way my entire family approaches wellness, and it has for so long now. So now we're all on board, and maybe sometimes he'll still tease me, but today alone, he definitely told me to go get oils for him to use. So I say if men will use them and children ask for them, they work, because those are two difficult audiences to convince of
Definitely.
anything.
I know that just like you, when I started them, my husband asked me if I was like getting into like witchcraft and, like some shaman in the forest that's going to be brewing potions. But now I think I order more oils for him than I do for myself.
Right? Yeah, they end up loving it. So I can just kind of dig into the class if you would
Sure.
like me to.
Yeah.
Are you ready? Cool. So basically, there are a couple ways that you can approach your health and your wellness. And, for so long, people used natural remedies to, heal themselves and help support their bodies. And then in very recent history, modern medicine came on the scene. And I am a big fan of balance, and I am a big fan of practicality and doing what needs to be done for, to have the best health you can have. So I think Western medicine has done many, many wonderful things. However, I think we've become so reliant on just medications to kind of mask symptoms that's taken our society and kind of put us in a between a rock and a hard spot, because it just becomes cyclical. When we rely on the modern approach to medicine, man produces a medication. That medication addresses the symptoms that our body is exhibiting, but the root cause, the root need still remains. So it's really just designed to manage symptoms for the most part. And these medications are made from isolated synthetic agents. And, Hippocrates, the father of modern medicine, he saw all the good that plants could do. And, modern day pharmaceuticals are, formulated to mimic those benefits. Like ibuprofen is the synthetic recreation of the goodness of wintergreen. So you can kind of see how that plays out. And, I would just rather go to the natural form instead of the synthetic form. But this modern approach brings with it side effects, both known and unknown. So you'll, hear a commercial for a medication. The commercial's probably, 5 seconds, 10 seconds of here's a medication. This is what it will do for you. And then the remainder of the 20 seconds of the commercial is filled with side effects that, you don't want. And they get pretty frightening. So, in 10 years, who knows what kind of side effects we'll learn have come about from medications that are just being released now. We don't know what could happen in the future from the things that we're already taking. But you would think that if we as globally, we're spending $6.5 trillion on healthcare. And you would think that if we are spending that much, people would be getting better. But that number just keeps going up, and we keep getting, sick. And we don't really have a healthy societal lifestyle to show for that massive number. So the natural approach is really what my family has just decided to go with. And, 99.9% of the time it works, and we get what we need. So the natural approach is, nature produces these beautiful essential oils. The essential oils are natural, just like we're natural. So they address the root cause in our body and work together to meet the body's need. And then the body can support itself to be well. We don't give our bodies enough credit for what they can do and how they can heal, and just kind of our body's intuitive nature to know, what it needs and how it can be better. So when we're really giving our body what it needs, it'll surprise you how that support can just bring healing. And I'm not going to tell you to put an essential oil on and it will cure you like it's some sort of magic. It's just all about that giving your body the correct support. So the oils are obviously extracted from plants, various parts of the plant. So the roots, stem, leaves, bark, flower. It can come from many parts of the plant. And they're extracted to enhance physical and emotional health, which is really awesome. It's just that holistic approach. So, while many of us have used essential oils for like a physical need, how many of you have, think about it. Have you had peppermint tea to soothe a stomach ache, or ginger tea? It's great. It absolutely works. And the oils are a lot more concentrated too. But so while it's meeting that physical need, it also meets emotional needs in our body, which we've really benefited from in my home. And then, instead of side effects that you can worry about with modern medicine, we talk about the side benefits of essential oils. So maybe you're using peppermint essential oil for a stomach ache. You're also getting energy support. You're opening your airways, and it gives you added benefit instead of, curiosity about what might happen to harm you in the future. So another thing I just absolutely love is that they're natural, effective, and safe. And that's so important to me because, like I mentioned, I have a 5-year-old, I have a 4-year-old, and they are into everything. So it's really important to me to have things in my home that I don't have to worry about them getting into. If they open a bottle of lavender and pour half of it on themselves, I'm going to just look forward to the great nap they're going to take, instead of if they're getting into, a bottle of sleeping pills or something, that would be a lot worse. So that's really important to me. And, when I got started, Jack was 6 months old, so his skin was very sensitive. There's so many medications that babies can't take, and so many illnesses that babies can get that you can really not do a lot for in terms of a modern medical approach. But since the oils are natural and safe, you can use them for any age group. So I used them while I was pregnant for so many things. I would hear other pregnant women complaining of ailments that they couldn't take a medication for. A really nasty cold hits while you're pregnant and you're just miserable for a long time. And here I had these tools. And now in this pregnancy, I know even more. And, they've just really set me up for success. And I know that when my newborn comes, I'll be able to take care of her with, these really safe products. And from day one, I'm going to feel really confident going into caring for my new baby. And that empowerment just it's a game changer for a parent to be empowered to take care of their kids and to have that hope. I think that's just a beautiful gift that we can have. So that's why, it's important for me to share these with other people, because I can't imagine not having these gifts in my life, especially at, in times like these when we have the littles and going through pregnancy and all of that. So that's really important to us. A really cool thing about oils, and just another, avenue where that empowerment comes into play, is the essential oils, they get into your bloodstream. So we know that bacteria live in the bloodstream, and so the essential oils can effectively take care of that bacteria and clear it out. But how many times have we been sick? We as a whole, as a society, we get sick and we go to the doctor's office or urgent care or sometimes the emergency room, and we hear a doctor tell us, there's nothing I can do for you. So sorry. Go home, rest, hydrate. You have a virus. So those medications aren't going to get to a virus. But essential oils can permeate the cell membrane and the cell wall and get into the cell and knock out that virus and really support your body in flushing that out of your system. So in times where maybe before we would have gone to urgent care, now we can rest and hydrate on our own couch and, use a beautiful blend of oils called On Guard, which is our protective blend. And it's very antiviral. So it's going to help to, support our body in flushing the virus out of our systems. So that's been really empowering to us, especially as parents, to be able to take care of the kids. But, if my husband or I get sick, we don't want to drag along two screaming kids with us to go sit in a germy waiting room. Like it totally revamps your game when you're taking care of, sickos in the family. So super helpful that way.
I know that I've been sick. I'm actually getting over it right now, and I've been using the On Guard. They, the oil and the drops, or the cough drops, and that's been really helping me get through this cold.
Yeah, absolutely. I love to do a little trick where you can just steam some water in like a coffee cup or a bowl, add a drop of On Guard, a drop of Melaleuca, a drop of lemon, and a drop of peppermint, and just breathe that in, kind of, steam your face in it and breathe it in real deep. And that really helps to clear the airways and flush out your system. So
yes,
give that a try if you haven't
already. I'll do that when I get home, because I need that right now.
Yeah. Cool. Well, these recommendations that I give, I really want to specify that they are for doTERRA brand essential oils alone. And that's just because, in a way, it appears that essential oils have become very trendy. So you log on to Pinterest and, they're all over. And, while they're trendy in the moment, essential oils have been used for thousands and thousands of years for wellness. But it seems that a lot of people are kind of, are coming around to the fact that, people want these. So you can get essential oils at, your Whole Foods. You can get oils at Walmart even. The craziest place I've seen them is Best Buy had a line of essential oils.
Wow.
So, just grab a Gigi system and a little box of oils, I guess. But it's really important to be cautious of these, what they're calling oils on the market, because oftentimes they're, $5 for a bottle of oil. And you'll see things written on the label like caution for aromatic use only. Do not use externally. Do not use internally. Topically is what I mean by externally there. But that should really raise a red flag. What's in this bottle? If I cannot, if it says it's a bottle of lemon, but it says I can't put it on my body or in my body, there's something else in there. So oftentimes they'll put a little bit of an oil in and then top the rest off with a synthetic recreation of that aroma to mimic the smell. They can add in fillers, which is just chock full of chemicals. And, you don't know what you're putting in your body, and nobody wants to run that risk, especially if you're using them for health purposes. I also see a lot of people, they think, I'm going to use lavender to relax. So they pick up a bottle of lavender at Natural Grocers or something and bring it home, and it's not working. It actually gives them a headache. And, I have to ask them, well, have you looked at the caution on the label? What else is in that bottle? Because it's not helping you, it's hurting you. So there's a lot of synthetic grade oils on the market. There's some food grade oils. So those are going to be like things that you cook with, but they're not really designed to give you, wellness, benefit to your wellness. There's therapeutic grade oils, which is what you'll find often if you like go get a massage. They can be relaxing, but again, they can have those fillers and be very unregulated. So you still don't know exactly what's going in your body. doTERRA's oils are certified pure therapeutic grade oils, and they've just been tested. They are tested stringently by third parties. And if there's any sort of contaminant, even if it's a pesticide blown in from the field, 3 miles down the road, but it shows up in the testing of that oil, they throw out the batch, which is important. I need to know that if I'm using oils on my newborn for colic, or for thrush, or for something like that, I need to know that it's pure oil and I'm not giving my new baby anything harmful. So I've actually seen doTERRA take an oil off the market for a period of time until they can get a batch that is of that quality that they want to give to their people. It's really important to take care of the company when there's over, I think, 7 billion wellness advocates worldwide now. So, that's a lot of people to keep up with oil wise, and then a lot of people to take care of. So they really take that responsibility, really, seriously. I will say that there are other companies, I won't name names, that will assert that they have full control of the fields where they get their oils, which means that a lot of their oils are grown in the U.S. And, it's just really important to get oils from the area where they grow best. So doTERRA really focuses on getting these oils from where they grow indigenously, and really working with people in that area to, a lot of these people have had these farms in their family for decades. And so it's the family business to harvest this oil. And so doTERRA loves to come in and pay a fair, sustainable wage through what's called co-impact sourcing to these farms. So there's not like doTERRA governed farms all over the U.S. to source these. It's more like doTERRA's working with farmers around the world to get the best oil. Of course, these oils are all tested and the quality is ensured, but it's a really beautiful way that doTERRA supports farmers who have been really taken advantage of in the past, where maybe they're paid bottom dollar for their oil. So it's with co-impact sourcing is a beautiful reason why I choose doTERRA.
And not only that, but a plant that's sourced in its native environment is going to be better than something that's grown in a warehouse or something where it's not, or not a warehouse, but rather a greenhouse where it's not really, necessarily meant to grow.
Absolutely. And I'm sure all your listeners, like those are things that you guys know because you're doing it.
Yeah.
You have plants and you know what you can plant in your backyard, and what you can't plant. Like, frankincense trees are grown in Somalia, and while that's a hot and dry climate, they still aren't going to do well in Pueblo, Colorado. So we don't try to grow frankincense trees and harvest the resin here. It's really important to get it, where it's from. So I was actually in Haiti last year, and it's, I got to see firsthand the kind of poverty that they experience there. And that's actually where we harvest our vetiver oil from. So vetiver oil is from the root of this big like green leafy bush. They have to pull up the plant and, clean off the root and harvest it that way. But doTERRA went in with co-impact sourcing to check out the farm and the fields where this vetiver was growing, and they realized that these people did not have access to clean water in the fields. So they would have to go out and, if they ran out of water that they were carrying with them, that's just, tough luck. They had to just bear with that for the rest of the day or walk back. And doTERRA really said, that's not okay, and went to dig water wells in the field so that they would have access to water. And it's a beautiful thing to take care of your fellow human. And I think doTERRA really does that so well. In addition to co-impact sourcing, doTERRA has a charity foundation called the Healing Hands Foundation, where they take donations from the wellness advocates. We all have the option to add $1 to our order every month, or however many dollars we would like to add. And they do just really amazing things with that, like micro lending, micro loans in countries where, there's just a lot of poverty, and helps people get back up on their feet. And they do a lot of really cool things. So that's a big part of why I'm so drawn to doTERRA. The quality is there. The love for people is there. The responsibility is there. So, that's a company I can get behind for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. So there are a few different ways that you can use essential oils. So I know we talked about aromatic use with your little cold remedy that you're going to try later with your steaming water and oils. So you can breathe in oils. It's a great way to open the airways. You can use a diffuser. So that's just a way to get, small spurts of oil into the air over an extended period of time. You can freshen the air that way. And it's a great way to boost mood. So you breathe in an oil, it hits that olfactory bulb. It really works with your limbic system, and supports mental and emotional health. That's a really important thing to me. I live with OCD, so it's really important to me to have, strong mental health. And so I use essential oils in addition to the therapy that is recommended for OCD, and that, I would not trade my oils for the world. It's really important. So, mood and mental support is a great way to, or is a great benefit from aromatic use.
I'm actually diffusing the Motivate right now because with being sick, I'm feeling a little worn out, and this has been helping me kind of stay engaged and get some of my to-do list done today.
That is hilarious that you say that, because when I sat down with my computer to record, I rolled Motivate onto my wrist with the Motivate Touch. It's just a good one. It makes you feel ready to take on the world, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It does. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah. I am here with my boys today. They are usually in daycare, but I'm recording over the computer instead of face-to-face with Nicole, so I really miss her. But it can be draining to have the kids home, so sometimes I need extra Motivate.
When coffee doesn't help.
I know. It's all good. So that takes me to my next application is topical use. So you can just slime an oil right on you like I do with the Motivate and feel good. I actually put that one on my wrists so I can just kind of breathe it in. A great way to use oils topically is to put them on the bottoms of your feet. So reflexology will work to pull that oil up into the part of the body where you need it most. So the nerves in our body are connected to certain points. So like the bottoms of our feet, the palms of our hands, and all over kind of in the inside of your ear are great reflexology points. And so you can use oils that way to get it to the rest of the body. It's great when, my kids are screaming and I don't know why, something hurts or they're just upset, they're just having a bad day. I can grab frankincense oil, which is, my go-to. It's the Swiss Army knife of oils. When in doubt, use frankincense, they say. So I'll just put frankincense on the bottoms of their feet and, I know it's going to support whatever they're going through. You can also use oils topically right in the area where you need it. So I've, had some first trimester nausea. I put peppermint right on my stomach. Ginger, I actually put on a reflexology point in my ear. And that works wonders for me. If I have a headache, I can put an oil on the back of my neck or on my temples, and just really supports that area of the body. And then, like I said earlier, I only recommend this with doTERRA brand oils, but you can use these oils internally. So you can put oils in your water. Like I like to put lemon in my water to just, keep me hydrated, because water is pretty boring to drink by itself, I think. So I like to add a little bit of flavor, but it also helps to lightly detox your body. Which is great. We're all taking in so many toxins that we're not even aware of on a daily basis. Even if we're living a really clean life, just breathing air, we're getting toxins. So I like to drink a citrus oil. And be sure, if you do that, to drink out of stainless steel or glass, never plastic, because when you put that citrus oil in a plastic cup, it's also going to detox the plastic, and then you're going to be drinking petrochemicals. So we don't want that. You can also put the oils in like a little veggie cap and make your own little pill that way. A way that I use that is if I feel like I need an antibiotic and I know my body needs that sort of heavy hitting support, I use a combination of oregano and melaleuca together. And those two really know how to go after bacteria and after viruses and break things down. So I'll use those two in a capsule because oregano is very, very hot. And I rarely use it. I would never drop it into my mouth and drink it that way.
And by hot, it like burns when you put it on your skin. I've made that mistake.
Have you? Oh no. Yeah, it's if you use it topically, you would just want to dilute very heavily. And I have used it topically on my kids even. So the way I do that is I get a roller bottle. It's a roller bottle's I think it holds like 10 milliliters of fluid. So I'll just put like 5 drops of melaleuca and 2 drops of oregano and fill the rest up with fractionated coconut oil and roll that onto the bottoms of their feet or down their spine. And it works that way. And I know it's diluted enough for their sensitive skin. So, but absolutely we can use it internally with a capsule. A lot of people just drop other oils like right under their tongue, like frankincense. Is a really powerful oil for cellular health. So many people just drop it under their tongue on a daily basis. I tend to like to use things topically, but it's just really whatever you prefer in that way. So, and you're getting your oils internally when you take your On Guard throat lozenge. I need one right now. You can kind of tell my throat is scratchy. I'm not sick. I just get this way when I talk.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I know I like to use the capsules. Like, recently I was diagnosed with a thyroid issue, so I've struggled with my weight, and I've used the Slim and Sassy to help support some weight loss. But I personally am not a huge fan of the way it tastes, so I like to use the capsules, and then I don't have to drink it in the water. I know a lot of people like it, but it's not for me personally.
Yeah, and I do. I love to drink it in my water, but that's the beauty of all of the different ways to use it, right? Nobody has to do something that they don't want to do, which is great. Makes it a lot easier than trying to choke something down if you don't prefer it.
Yes.
Yeah. So, we've talked a lot about On Guard. We've mentioned Melaleuca and oregano. What else have we talked about? We've talked a great deal about peppermint. I will tell you some of my favorites are lemon, lavender, and peppermint together. These three are really a powerhouse for seasonal health. So, when spring comes around, we get allergies. I'm sitting in front of a window right now and watching the wind go crazy. And I just know that people are out there sneezing
Yes.
and feeling miserable. So I really like to combine lemon, lavender, and peppermint. Lavender is a natural antihistamine, and peppermint opens your airways. Lemon will help clear up mucus. And then if there's anything, kind of brewing virally, it has a lot of antiviral support for your body. So those three together, doTERRA makes as a capsule called Tri-Ease. And my husband always has a bottle of Tri-Ease on him. Or you can just mix them up together and use them that way. But those are really important to have on hand. Another one is Breathe, our respiratory blend. I love to just put a drop in my hand, rub my palms together, and breathe it in, kind of make a personal inhaler. And then Digest Zen is our digestive blend. I used that so much during my first trimester. So anytime you have, digestive discomfort, you can use that to bring balance. So a lot of our synthetic medications on the market for any digestive issues are going to force the issue one way or another, right? So if you're in the bathroom all day, you might take something and it might stop you up, or vice versa. It's just, they're not designed to bring balance. They're designed to mask a symptom. And so the Digest Zen really gives you the benefit of balancing your system instead, and not having a different mess to deal with later. So those are a lot of my favorites. I just can't say enough about frankincense though. So it actually can go past the blood-brain barrier. So my kid today, he fell off the swing, and I heard his head hit the concrete.
Oh no.
I know, it's just heartbreaking as a mom. But with two boys, they're gonna hit their heads. So I love having frankincense on hand. I just put it right where I figured a bump would be. And I know that he's getting that great brain support, and, he's back on his feet and ready to go play outside again like kids do. And, I feel good knowing that I've supported him in that way. So it's probably one of my favorite mama empowerment oils is frankincense.
Yeah, it seems to be used for just about everything.
Yeah, absolutely. So, these oils have been so great for my family, and I know that you guys have really loved them too. It's super easy to get started with doTERRA. So, if anybody is interested, I know that Nicole is just a fantastic resource for questions. I'm always available for questions as well. So, bring on your wellness concerns, and we can match an oil to you.
Yeah, and I'll put a link to our little essential oil page in the description, so that anybody that has any questions, they can send us an email to so it's routed to the correct way instead of just our generic podcast email too.
Oh, perfect. I would also be amiss if I didn't mention doTERRA's vitamins and supplements. I take doTERRA's vitamins. So there's a Lifelong Vitality Pack, has a food nutrient complex, has a cellular vitality complex, and an omega complex. And those three come in a pack. You can also get a daily nutrient pack that just has the food nutrient and the omega. That's what I take, and that's my prenatal. So it has folate in it. You're getting all of the good fatty acids that you need during pregnancy from the omega. And the omega actually has 9 essential oils added in it that you would want for wellness every day, but maybe you don't want to open 9 bottles and close 9 bottles to get them. So they're right there in the omega. There's also a great probiotic. So I take the probiotic, and then there's a natural digestive enzyme called Terrazyme, and I take that a few times a day with meals. And, that vitamin pack, the probiotic, the digestive enzymes, they make me feel so much better. So if I don't take them, I can totally tell. And I definitely remember to take them again after that. So the vitamins are actually the number 1 selling product of the company, which is kind of crazy in an oil company, but they're just that good. They're designed to work with a healthy diet. So they're not giving you like an exorbitant amount of a nutrient that your body can't process and then it builds up in your bloodstream. It's just going to give you the correct amount so that your body can process it efficiently and effectively, which is great. It's very different than what's on the market right now.
Yeah. And so people that want to get into oils and start incorporating them into their life, I know that doTERRA has the 2 different options where they can either just order them or kind of share them with others. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, totally. So, so many of our wellness advocates are just people who are using oils for them and their family, and that's perfectly fine. But some of us have decided to, kind of share the love and get the word out and be resources for people who want to know more. So that's definitely the route that I have chosen. And I am super thankful for the opportunity because it's just so fulfilling to me to be able to share oils with people and, see the hope in their eyes when they realize, oh, this wellness concern I've had for 10 years, I can do something about it from my home. Sign me up, So I've definitely chosen the route of sharing oils. And, anybody can do it. So it's really simple. You can host a class in your home or via the computer, share a sample, and then you're an oil sharer. Boom. So it's really easy to do that way. There is a beautiful business opportunity that comes along with it. And it's, it's great to be able to support my family in their wellness and financially while supporting other people's families with their wellness. So it's just really fulfilling. Any option, any route you go down, it's great.
Right. So if somebody wants to order oils, feel free to send me an email or get a hold of me, and we can sign you up whether or not you just want to use it for yourself or if it's something that you'd like to share with others, which kind of just seems to happen organically because you talk about them at work or whatever, and then people tend to get interested, and so it's really easy to share with other people.
Right. A lot of people fall into sharing and business building accidentally because, suddenly they've been sneezing for 5 days and now they're not sneezing anymore. And the people around them want to know why and they want some. So it happens organically, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I also have an Instagram page for oils that you're welcome to check into at Preedy.oily, Preedy as in my last name. And, you can stop in there. I post tips daily, so that's kind of fun.
Yeah, I know that I've seen you on there as well, and I'm not the best at sharing the oils on our Instagram page, so if somebody wants tips for essential oils, I would definitely recommend that they check out you. And I'll put a link in the description too, so people don't have to worry about trying to spell your name.
Cool. That works.
Yeah, I think that essential oils are super amazing, and I wanted to, kind of share them with everybody. But you know a lot about more about them than I do. I'm still in like essential oil kindergarten, so I appreciate you sharing and kind of giving people an outline and an overview of the essential oil world.
Of course, I'm always happy to do that.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Ashley, for again taking the time to join us. We'll put all the links to everything in the description. If you have any questions about the essential oils, either get a hold of me or send Ashley a message through Instagram, and we're happy to answer them. And thank you again. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
And thank you for listening to Backyard Bounty, and be sure to check in with us again next week for another new episode.
Thank you for listening to Backyard Bounty, a podcast by heritageacresmarket.com. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review. If you have a question you'd like us to answer on the show, please email us at ask@heritageacresmarket.com. Also find us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Heritage Acres Market. All the links mentioned in this podcast will be included in the description. See you again next week.